This video is sponsored by the OG anime streaming service Crunchyroll, where right now you can try the premium ad-free version for 2 weeks absolutely free. Just click the link in the description and give it a shot. So I thought it would be fun to do a tier list on the various transformations that the Saiyans get in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Super, and even GT. Now, for this tier list, I just want to say I'm doing it for fun. I'm not basing it on power. This is not about power, how strong the forms are. It's just based on which ones I personally like when it comes to design, when it comes to how they're utilized in the series, how badass I think they are. That's where I got this list from. And of course, feel free to, in the comments section, list me your top 5 Dragon Ball transformations for the Saiyans and why. Like, I would love to read those because I think we're going to get a lot of different opinions on that. Now, for this tier list, the guy who made this tier list also chose to include Kaioken as well as Ultra Instinct. Of course, both of those are more so techniques, even though completed UI is a form of a transformation. It's also a state of being. So he chose to put those in there. And I said, why not? I'll play along. You know, we'll include Kaioken too. Because his reasoning was because Kaioken does have a different visual appearance. So that, of course, makes sense. Even though I think that we're actually missing a form here, which I'm going to get to shortly. So let me go ahead and rank the ones that were at least available to me and tell you guys why I chose them. Okay, so understand that at the bottom of the list, right? These are not forms that I particularly hate or anything like that. They're just ones that I like the least. And we have Great Ape, and we have Broly's Ikari form, as they call it. You know, his rage form, which is basically the Great Ape inside of him. Now, even though I don't hate either one of these forms, they're my least favorite at the bottom. Even though, to be honest with you, I'm thinking about moving the Broly one up a little bit because it was kind of cool how he was able to do that. Then for the C tier, we have, these are forms that, again, I like, but for certain reasons, I didn't put them higher, and I'll tell you what the reasons were. We have Rose, which is like a cool sort of evil version of Super Saiyan Blue, but it's still not that, to me, it's not that creative, even though it fits with Goku Black's character. Then we have Ultimate Gohan, which, you know, they could have done more with it, I think. That's why it's down there. And then we have Trunks' actual Ikari form. And I'm putting it down there because we know nothing about it. We don't know how Trunks got the form. We don't know, anything about that form. Like, virtually nothing. And I am going to be bringing back the Transformation Guide to cover Dragon Ball Super forms. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm pretty intimidated to do that video about this form because we don't know anything. So please be aware that whenever I do that video, I may possibly have to do an updated version as more information comes out because we haven't seen the form more than just when Trunks did it that one, you know, a couple times in his arc and Super. We haven't seen or heard anything about it since then. So because of that, it's a big mystery as far as what it really is. Then we have Super Saiyan Grade 3, also known as Ultra Super Saiyan, the form that Trunks used against Cell. It's got a lot of power, a lot of electricity. I mean, he literally scorched the sky, so I do like it, but to me, it wasn't really there enough to it really didn't resonate with me as much as I wanted it to. Then we have Super Saiyan Blue, which, again, I don't dislike any of these forms. I just feel like Super Saiyan Blue is a tiny bit lazy. It's more of just a palette swap of Super Saiyan, and I think it's been a little bit overused, although I think Super Saiyan Blue Goku is like the mascot for modern Dragon Ball. I think if you think about Dragon Ball Z, the mascot for that show is probably Goku in base or Goku in Super Saiyan, whereas for Super, I think Blue Goku represents that series the most because we saw it the most out of any other form. And then Super Saiyan 3 right next to it because, again, I don't hate the form. A lot of fans do hate it, but it's just, to me, it's got similar issues to other forms, and it's just an odd look for Goku. So it's not one of my favorites at all. Then moving up to tier B, all right, we've got Perfected UI, which, you know, I love the silver hair, but we just didn't get enough of it yet. Super Saiyan God, which I do like God more than Blue because of the aura. I just love, like, the fiery aura. It just looks really great, especially in Battle of Gods, the movie. Then we have Broly's form, which this form is now being referred to as Broly Full Power, which, just to clarify for you guys, it's called Broly Full Power because Tatsuya Nagamine, who directed the film, he did not want to call it Legendary Super Saiyan because he didn't want people to get confused with the original Z Broly, even though this form is a direct influence from that form. It's almost like he's doing a tribute to the old Broly. Understand that when Toriyama first submitted the early designs for Broly and the script for the movie, This form did not exist. This was not a Toriyama creation. This is Nagamine paying tribute to his mentor who worked on the original Broly movies. Please understand that. In fact, the Broly Rage form is the highest form he got in Toriyama's script, but Nagamine added this form to increase power. So that's a little tidbit that many of y'all probably didn't know about. And I love the form. Don't get me wrong, it fits Broly, but it's not one of my favorites. We're going to get to my favorite ones here in a minute. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Again, it's like these two, Blue Evolution and then Grade 1 are kind of just Vegeta's, updated versions of the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue forms. And I like them. I like the Vegeta one more than the Trunks one just because I enjoy, that fight with Imperfect Cell. I am Super Vegeta. I really enjoyed that. And of course, don't forget the Final Flash. And then we have over here Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, I believe. And that's just, I put it there because it was a cool moment, but it's not one that I think is one of the better forms. And it's not even a form, it's a technique. And then we have, of course, classic Super Saiyan on the right. Don't dislike it at all, obviously. It's just, it's mid-tier for me compared to some other stuff that we saw. Now, conspicuous by its absence, what is missing here is full power Super Saiyan. Not full power Broly, full power Super Saiyan, which is the form that Goku and Gohan had when they left the Room of Spirit and Time. It's also known as Super Saiyan Grade 4. Now, I have done technique guides on all of them. So if you want to learn more about the old forms, I have done technique guides on every single form on this list with the exception of the Kaioken technique. Not technique guides, I'm sorry, I apologize. Transformation guides on all the Super Saiyan forms up until GT. I have not done Super yet. That's still being worked on. I will be doing it. So if you want to learn more about Grade 1, Grade 2, Grade 3, I will link to a playlist here in this video for you to watch. I cover all the forms in detail, including False Super Saiyan from movie 4, the Lord Slug movie, and Super Saiyan Power, which is one that we saw in the filler Pikkon arc, the Pikkon arc. I cover all of that. So check that out if you're new here, because if you like transformations, I'm giving you information you're not going to get anywhere else. And it's great. Now, here we're going to A and S tier. Here we go. Ultra Instinct Omen. Love Ultra Instinct Omen. Episode 110 of Super, still my favorite episode. The first person view, what Goku did, the idea behind it, the sort of mastery of self movement, Migate no Gokui, just beautiful, beautiful stuff. And I actually feel in some ways like the perfected version isn't even necessary. Like, I know that they put it in there to differentiate the levels of power and control that Goku has, but Omen to me is just a beautiful scene. A lot of it is purely based on episode 110 of Super, if I'm being honest. Then we have Super Saiyan 4. A lot of folks' favorite transformation. I do like it a lot. Notice how GT is high on this list, because even though GT's got problems, it's got some cool forms. And then we have Kaioken, because that might be on A tier because of nostalgia. I really, really love Kaioken. Kaioken from the beginning, from when Goku did it against Vegeta, and in the first, well, not the first, but Dragon Ball Z movies 2, 3, 4, and 5, and even 6, he uses Kaioken, and even 7 for a little bit. I just love the fiery aura and the power up, and when he screams, Kaioken times whatever, I love Kaioken. And again, it's not a transformation. This is not a transformation, but it is a technique. But like I said, it's a visual representation of a difference, and I just really like Kaioken. I always have. And then we have the S tier. My two favorite forms in Dragon Ball. Golden Uzaru, Golden Grade Ape is here. I have told you guys before, I adore Golden Grade Ape. The idea that you have a Super Saiyan version of the Grade Ape form takes us all the way back to the beginning of the series. It follows through on a plot point that Vegeta made on Namek, where it was implied, although not explicitly, well, it was stated by Vegeta, but we didn't actually see much of it, that the original Super Saiyan could only maintain his power in the Golden Uzaru state. That's what was stated way back in the day, which wound up being not true apparently, but that's what we heard way back in the day. And I just love that they went back to that here and gave us this Golden Grade Ape form where Goku looks at the moon and just transforms. And I love Golden Grade Ape, and to this day I'm still pissed that we never saw like two giant Golden Grade Apes going at it like a Godzilla movie. That would just be awesome. Love that form so much. It is high. It is only there for a second, but it's very high tier because I love it. Super Saiyan 2, my favorite transformation. I love Super Saiyan 2. I love the build up to it. I love how the entire Cell saga is about getting more and more power, and we see the progression of Vegeta, Trunks, Goku, and then finally Gohan, and he is the prodigal son that Goku always wanted to be, like, better than he was, better than he even believed he was, guys. Goku is not a bad father. I'll do a whole video on that someday, even though I don't want to touch that topic. But he's really not. When you pay attention, he's really not a bad father. But Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is just fantastic. I mean, it's just the transformation scene with Umne no Hi Tamashi no Tamashi playing in the background, the Japanese version, what he did to the Cell Juniors in the ultimate defeat of Cell. I love that form, and I even love Goku and Vegeta's versions of it later on in Dragon Ball Z, the Buu Saga. So, Super Saiyan 2 is my favorite. It's like basically the same as Super Saiyan 1, but just better, more lightning effects, more thinner hair. I just love it. I genuinely love the form, and it's my favorite in Dragon Ball. So, what are your favorite transformations, your favorite forms in the series? Let me know. Give me your top 5 or top 10. I'll just put top 5 down below in the comments. Or give me your tier list if you want to list a tier, even though that might take more work. But that is my tier list. Thank you so much for watching. I'm curious to hear your opinion, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day.